Tifa's mine. Bro, let's go! Over 80% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you want me to survive this month, I suggest you do so. Hey, what is up you guys? Welcome back to another Valorant video. This is BloodFox, and earlier in the year, I made a video about how good could I become at Valorant. And while in the video I stated that I would be posting every Monday and Friday videos of my journey doing this, I obviously didn't do that. So I instead decided to make this video after 6 months of playing Valorant consistently for about 4 to 8 hours a day. And well, this is some of the things that I learned. I think that if you're iron to gold, you might benefit from this. I'm not making this video because I think that I'm good in any way. This is just, it's about my journey. And I had no prior tactical FPS experience before. You know, I'm not a huge FPS well, I wasn't a huge FPS person, but now I'm kind of obsessed with Valorant. So without further ado, let's get into our first topic. Toxic players. Boy oh boy, let me tell you, toxic players are a dime a dozen in Valorant. It's like that pussy goblin thought that's dating one of your good friends and you just want to get rid of her, but you can't, because if you did, your friend's mental integrity would suffer severely. Look, communication in Valorant is an integral part of the game, and at least in the lower elos, not a lot of people talk. And I don't blame them. You see, when everyone is so toxic in this game, like, why would people want to talk? There are several reasons why there are toxic players in Valorant. It is a riot game after all, but I think one of the best examples is when you have a top fragger and you or one of your teammates tries to suggest something and he's just like, shut the fuck up, bottom fragger. Like, top frag is the only thing that matters to him. And it's just, if you have this kind of mentality, you are a fucking dumbass. Top fragging is not everything, getting kills is not everything, and half the time top fraggers are just baiting their fucking team anyway. If you do not understand this, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be hard stuck. But this is also partially the game's fault for creating this mentality in players. You see, because getting kills equals RR. It doesn't base, it's not based off of your performance and how you deal with encounters and such. That's more of like the hidden MMR kind of thing. There's some toxic players that will just be so insanely toxic just to be a bitch because you did something or said something, and so they just want to throw as hard as they can. They can't be reasoned with, they just want to fucking try to ruin your life. And the best way to deal with toxic players overall, at least in my experience, is just mute them and just try to play as best as possible, because at the end of the day, it's about you playing your best, getting better, and focusing on your mistakes and learning from them. Honestly, in my opinion, if you are bottom fragging, like, don't stress out. Like, don't let it affect how you play, because it happens. It literally happens to everyone, even pro players. These toxic players that are like bragging about being top frag and being assholes, like, act like they never played a bad game ever in their fucking life, which is not true. They're not pro players, and even pro players have bad days, bad games. So, you know, take whatever the hell they say with a grain of salt. Don't let it affect you. Move on. If you're bottom fragging and you're doing your part for the team, like, it doesn't even matter. A lot of players seem to forget that this is a team-based game. It is extremely team-based. And for all I care, you could be going 0-24. If you're doing your part for the team, that's all that matters, is securing the win. There is no need to be toxic. Like, it really doesn't help anything, which is why I don't understand why a lot of players like freak out and shit. It literally doesn't help the situation. They're being so toxic because they take the game so serious, but they don't understand that like their behavior and them lashing out is actually like ruining what they are trying to do. At least for some of these players. Some of them, like I stated earlier, just don't give a shit, and like once you tilt them out of their fucking minds, like that's just GG next. Look, if you're not going to take my word for it, even Shroud talks about this topic and how bottom fragging doesn't matter. Just do your part for the team. And I agree with him. I wholeheartedly agree. If you just do your part for the team, that is all that matters.
How do you feel when you're a bottom fragger? Fine. It doesn't matter what your score is. What matters what happens for you to get that score. That's it. That's what you got to remember. You got to remember, and you got to break things down to like, why is your score the way it is? Did you do something wrong? Did you whiff? Did you, like, if you feel like you're doing your part and you watch it back and you can tell like you did good, it doesn't matter if you went fucking 6-20. You know what I mean? You can do good without having a good score. That's just how these games work. It's a team game. You know what I mean? A lot of people are all about like what people's score are and whatever the fuck at the end of the game. Who cares? You know?
So there you have it. If you like to see more of that clip, I will leave the link to that specific video of Shrouds in the description below. Be sure to check it out because Shroud is definitely a much better player than myself, and I think you could learn a lot from him. This leads us into our next topic, which is agent roles and just agents in general. You've all been there, it's all happened to you before. You're sitting in the agent selection screen, you're hovering over a character you want to play, and someone just insta-locks that agent. So sometimes this is not a bad thing, but more often than not it is. And I think that it should be more of a discussion rather than, just insta-locking, but it's a part of Valorant, it's gonna happen. But what happens when people do insta-lock sometimes and they aren't good with the agent, especially in lower elos, is that they don't know their roles. They don't know how to play the role properly. They just wanted to play the agent to play them, which I guess is fine in unrated. However, this happens in comp all the time, and it should not. It can be very bad. You see, you need to be able to understand and know how to play your role, because it will dramatically help your team out. If you're gonna play duelist or insta-lock a duelist, you need to understand that your role is to, yes, get as many kills as possible, but it's more of you creating space for your team to enter onto the site. A duelist's job is to entry, and a lot of players don't realize that. My suggestion is that maybe just pick 1 or 2 agents and learn how to play them really well, and you should be fine in most situations. I personally play more than what I should, and I'm able to do okay. You know, I play Jet, Reyna, Yoru, KJ, and I do okay most of the time. My final tip is aim and crosshair placement. Now, this is a more obvious one, but practicing in aim labs or the shooting range in Valorant can help a lot with this. It's good to practice your tracking and head tracking, warming up especially. All these things in combination before you go into comp can help dramatically. I personally do this every time that I am going to play comp. I practice and warm up for about 15 minutes to an hour before I actually play a game of competitive. I didn't actually start doing this until 4 months in on my journey for this video, and I can definitely say it has helped a ton. I'm currently sitting at Gold 1, and I've been there for about a month and a half, and the only thing that suggests why I'm not progressing is simply because I am not good enough, at least not yet. But if I'm being completely honest, I'm pretty proud of this achievement, and you know, it is an achievement to me. I never thought that I would make Gold 1. I've never been good at FPS games. And again, I'm not saying that I am good, but it's definitely a hell of a lot better than I thought I was going to get to. And I definitely want to strive to keep getting better, you know, get a better rank. But I mostly play this for fun. Surprisingly, I really enjoy playing this game, and I think that that's how it should be for everyone. Obviously, you can still have fun and play the game seriously, but you don't need to take it to the levels of toxicity. It just ruins it for everyone and basically makes the game almost unplayable. It's just not enjoyable, you're not having fun, everyone else is like becoming tilted because of this one player or a couple players just being complete fucking assholes. Valorant is a difficult game, you know, it's not easy to play. And I suggest that if you do enjoy playing this game, just don't give up. You will get better. You will get good teammates that actually are kind. I have met kind players. It's a lot of fun. It does have the potential to be really fun. So don't give up. Keep playing. Keep getting better. And overall, it's been a really wild journey. I never thought that I would do this. I'm more of an RPG person, and so this was interesting. I am surprised that I enjoyed it, and yeah, I love playing Valorant. So keep at it, you'll get there. But if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, maybe consider subscribing, as it does help support my channel. And with that, I will catch you guys later. In post-editing, I'm sorry about the screaming kids, please forgive me. What you know about rolling down in the deep when you